Let's Play of Quest for Glory 4. My name is Anna Mardal. When we last left off in our last video, we met with a domovoi and we went downstairs in the monastery and kind of farted around town for a bit. And we hit a point where the scientist in town remembered that, or invented in his sleep, in his dreams, a rehydration formula, and said that he will definitely totally share the... Oh, listen to that. Oh, that's beautiful. That was, that was the song that plays when you leave town in, Quest for Glory 1, when you leave Spielberg for the first time. So that was a really beautiful little callback there. How beautiful. My word, I have no idea what I was going to say because I can't think what I was going to say. We were talking about something and it's gone. But we're going to go get some Gru Goo for the scientist, and I'm also going to stealth because I really don't want to fight anything during the day. The things you can fight during the day, if I recall correctly, are like the wyverns, which have no money, the killer rabbits, which also have no money, and maybe the batter bats, but again, no money. So not interested in fighting any of them during the day. I don't really need money, so I don't know why I care about it. The money that we got in the first few screens of the game are, I think, more money than we'll need for the entire game.
A narrow stream of viscous, gooey, grimy sludge oozes its way down the hillside.
So Dr. Cranium asked us to get him some Gru Goo. We don't know what that is, but here's some goo. Let's try it.
You slowly fill your flask with the greasy, grimy goo.
We got points for that. 6, actually. We should be at 100. We're at 102. Oh, we got 2 for giving him the rehydration formula. So yes, 102. And our intelligence has gone up. Okay. So we haven't really done a lot of exploring, but the day is early. Why don't we go this way? Looks like a dead end. And we know the swamp is down here. There's a river flowing. Oh, okay. Now we can't go north. There's a river flowing to the west. So what's this way? Oh, it's a pretty lake, like the Mirror Lake in Spielberg.
Hello there. Could you help me? This water is so cold and I need someone to help warm me.
Hello. Hi.
You stand on the shores of a vast and beautiful mountain lake. To the north and east lies the pine forest. To the south, the lake drains into a dark and dismal swamp. The lake stretches out to the west as far as your eyes can see. Its crystal clear waters are probably icy cold from the mountain runoff.
It is so cold here in the lake. Please, come and hold me and help me to be warm again.
Will? I know you're wondering what happens if we say yes, so... Give her a nice
Wade
kiss.
out to the lake woman and take her in your arms. Her skin is soft but very cold. The lake spirit moans softly as she holds you closer and closer and tighter, then pulls you down into the lake.
Boop. You quickly discover that you really don't know how to breathe underwater. So, we've heard about Rusalka before. Rusalka are awesome, by the way. I once based a fictional RPG character, tabletop RPG character on a Rusalka. I love Rusalkas. So the guide says this is the spirit of a young woman who died drowning. She swims in the waters that became her grave. She lures others to share her fate. Only a paladin can release a Rusalka to her proper rest. We are not a paladin. But maybe we can talk to her?
I am the Rusalka. Please, take my hand and help me.
I can't do that.
If you take my hand, I'll be happy to show you what the lake is like. If you take my arms, I'll be happy to talk to you about anything you'd like.
You ask what a nice girl like her is doing in a place like this.
It's so nice here in the water. Why don't you join me? It is so cold here in the lake. Please, come and hold me and help me to be warm again.
What if we gave her some flowers instead of diving straight for the... I feel like the Monty Python Flying Circus sketch, which is on Netflix now, I noticed. Where he's teaching the boys... Is it Flying Circus? I think it's Flying Circus. Where he's teaching the boys... It's all the men in the troupe. But he's teaching the boys sex ed, and they're acting totally bored. And he asks them about foreplay, and one of the boys is like... caress the clitoris? And he's like, what's wrong with a kiss, boy? How about you start with a nice kiss instead of diving for the clitoris? So maybe we could give her some flowers instead of diving for the kiss.
Thank you for the beautiful flowers. No one has been so nice to me since I can remember.
So we actually got 6 points for that. And we're going to see if maybe she has some different... oh, she does. Okay.
It is lonely being a Rusalka. Anytime anyone nice comes along, I pull him into the lake and drown him. Once he's drowned, he's not much company, I'm afraid. I've been a Rusalka for so long, I've forgotten.
She doesn't know her own name.
This lake is surrounded on 3 sides by steep mountains. To the southwest it merges with a swamp. The lake is not a safe place for you to swim. Many unpleasant things lurk in the deep water. The swamp is definitely a creepy place. Dead things lie under the water and try to drag the living underneath. Kinda sounds like my job description, doesn't it? Well, the things in the swamp are a whole lot nastier than I am, so be careful out there. I stay far away from them. They crawled into the lake from the swamp one day. Ugh, they remind me of worms and give me the creeps. I don't know much about the forest. I can't leave my lake, so I don't get around there much.
You ask what a nice girl like her is doing in a place like this.
I don't really know. I've been here for such a long time now. I mean, it's not like I can go anywhere. I can't leave the lake. It's my job to drown anyone who comes to the lake. That's what being a Rusalka is all about. I think I remember the town. I must have lived there once. Other than the fact it's somewhere to the northeast, I guess I can't tell you much about it.
I just, oh, I have so many emotions about her. She's really a good person. She's a victim. She was drowned in this lake. And now she's stuck here forever. And only a paladin can even help her, which we're not. She doesn't remember her name. She doesn't have any choice in what she does. She's lonely. I have a lot of emotions about the Rusalka. She's, to me, one of the most compelling characters in this game. And I don't say that lightly. We will see her more when we play through as a paladin. But I love her. I adore her. I'm probably gonna have to mark this video not safe for work. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if.
Tell the Rusalka about some of your previous adventures.
Gee, you've done a lot to get rid of monsters and things. You don't think I'm some kind of monster, do you? I mean, just because I'm undead and drown people, you don't think I'm bad?
I love her.
Please, come visit me again sometime. It's nice to have a friend to talk to.
I love her so much. So I didn't get a chance to look around much before.
It's probably igneous, so you can ignore it. The lake stretches out to the west as far as your eyes can see. Its crystal clear waters are probably icy cold from the mountain runoff. This is one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen. She has lovely, long, golden green hair, although your eyesight tends to focus a bit lower than that. Lily pads float serenely on the surface of the lake. The tall trees of the forest line the northern horizon, like sentinels loyally guarding their posts.
Okay, I think we're done here, so we're gonna leave again. And I don't know that we'll be back in this playthrough. We might. I don't know if we will or not. What time is it? It is not midday yet, so we could still explore a little bit if we wanted. They said there was a castle this way. And there's a bit of a path.
A path peters out in the middle of the forest here.
So, I don't know, maybe we should visit, say hi, knock on the gate, introduce ourselves. Oh, okay, that's an interesting, wow, does not look happy, but maybe...
A heavy gate blocks the way to the winding road. Far in the distance, you can see a majestic castle.
Welcome to Moldavia. It's nice to have some fresh blood around here. We so seldom see strangers.
Okay, that's not creepy.
2 tall towers support the castle gate and block any other path to the road. The gatekeeper is a gaunt, tired-looking man with deep-set eyes that stare intelligently at you.
Why are you in the trash? What are you doing in the trash can? I'm getting a picture of this. You don't need to be in the trash can. Just being silly. Cookie is in the trash can. I don't know why. So the gate...
This heavy gate blocks access to the castle road. The gate makes you wait.
The gate has serpents with ruby eyes.
A tall oak tree spreads its branches across the cliff edge. Far in the distance, you can see a grim but majestic castle. A heavy gate.
Okay, so let's introduce ourselves to the creepy gatekeeper.
It is so difficult to get past the swamp which blocks the pass to and from the valley. We haven't had a stranger here since the rains created the swamp several years ago.
See? Several years ago. So I don't know how Dr. Cranium was visiting Spielberg several months ago. Although, again, his entire everything seems non-canon, so... he's like, is he even in this video game? I don't know.
You've obviously done quite a lot for one person. It will be interesting to see what you do around here.
He doesn't seem violent so far. He's just a little creepy.
I am Boris Stovich.
Wasn't that the name of Olga's husband, Boris?
This is the castle of the Boyars, the title of the rulers of Moldavia. It once belonged to the Borgov family for generations, but the last Borgov has been dead for many, many years. Moldavia is the name of this valley and of the town. Even the inn is called the Hotel Moldavia. The name means Dark Valley.
Nice.
The heads of the Borgov family were the Boyars of Moldavia for ages. The last Borgov disappeared at the time of darkness. No one knows what became of him. It is bad luck to even speak of the time of darkness. Moldavia was a safe and lovely land before that time. Much has changed since then, and for the worse. Boyars are rather like barons of other lands. They own the castle and protect everyone within their domain.
So, oh, whoops, wrong one.
I'm not certain who all lives in the castle. I so seldom see anyone from there. There's the master, of course. Then there's the strange foreigner. There's also the master's daughter, I believe, and some rather strange guards. Beyond that, I really can't say. I haven't actually seen the daughter, but I know the master is quite proud of her. The master desires privacy, and I respect that wish. As I always say, the will of the master is the shall of the servant. I wrote that. He is an unpleasant sort, with a short beard and moustache, and a funny hat. He is rude when giving orders, and he has the habit of staring at a person and licking his lips. Most unsavory. I have only caught glimpses of them occasionally, but I don't think they are quite human. No matter. If a man does a good job, then whether he is a man does not matter.
Okay, the me that played Undertale and loves non-human creatures in games and tabletop RPGs agrees with that. But my hero is a little concerned. Okay, so let's recap. The boyars protected the land, and then in the time of darkness, something happened to them. Don't know what. Some new folks moved in. A master, a daughter that this guy's never met, a foreigner who is unsavory, and some non-human guards. And if there's anyone else in the castle, he doesn't know about it. So that's, that feels ominous.
I am the gatekeeper of Borgov Castle. Is it not true that he who guards the gates is the keystone speaker? This is the gate to Borgov Castle. You can see it in the distance behind here. I am here to make certain that only welcome guests may enter through here in the daytime. At night, this gate is guarded by huge necrotaurs, who make certain no one tries to enter without permission.
And at night, they have enormous... What did the guy describe necrotaurs as? It said it was like a cross between a Rottweiler and a dead bear. Yeah. Not undead, but still not necessarily what you want running around on your, property.
The town of Mordavia is to the east of here. Turn to the east as you leave and continue until your way is blocked by rocks. Then turn north and you will find the gates of the town.
So,
Farewell, and may you find whatever you seek.
well, that was an interesting conversation that...
Goodbye, young man. May the fireplace be warm and the drink cold at your journey's end.
I mean, wow. I guess there's nothing technically suspicious about acquiring a castle and living in it if you've got the money. And I guess there's nothing strange about not getting to know the local town people, or even really much socializing with your gatekeeper. But it seems awfully lonely, even for an introvert like myself. Maybe they play a lot of video games. But what we do have is we can go visit Dr. Cranium. That was doubly impressive because there was a little kitten hiding several of those. Yes. Hi, Cherry. I really wish it wouldn't give you those knock, unlock, listen options anymore.
Most of the townspeople here live their lives in constant fear and ignorance. My dream is that someday, through the miracle of science, everyone will learn to read, write, and solve simple differential equations.
Okay. Want some Grogu?
That is terrific! This is just what I need for my experiments. As I promised, here is your rehydration solution.
I don't think there's any new, so we're just gonna go.
Should you ever visit Silmaria, I should be most pleased to give you a recommendation into the Academy of Science there. Science needs more adherence with your energy.
I feel like we should have gotten points for that. But we didn't. We're still at 108. No points for you. Let's, go ahead.
Still you remain. It is a wonder you have managed to live so long.
Thanks. Love you too. Let's go in and see if he has any more dialogue options, because he does sometimes when we talk to him inside.
Were you looking for something in particular? What do you want from me this time? I have been hearing all sorts of stories about you lately. No one is certain what to make of you. Yet. Why are you always so curious about things? Don't you understand? Most things are none of your business. Never have I met someone who asks as many questions as you do. The problem with adventurers' guilds is that they attract adventurers. Adventurers tend to stir up trouble. I hope you will not cause trouble around here. More sightseeing? Well, there was a lovely lake to the southwest of town that used to be very popular among young people, but I do not know what it's like now. To the east is the town cemetery. It is a morbid thing to visit, but tourists always wanted to see it when tourists were able to come here. To the southeast is Irana's garden. It is an enchanted meadow well worth visiting. However, Mordavia has become a very dangerous place since the swamps were formed. Do not ever travel at night. If you are far from town when it gets dark, try to make it to Irana's garden. It's the only place where you will be safe. I do not really want anything to happen to you. Be careful.
That was so sweet. So he actually told us where to find the lake, which we've already visited. He told us how to find the graveyard, which he said was a tourist attraction. I actually laughed at Igor when he said it was a tourist attraction. I didn't realize that he was being serious or correct. Apparently so. And then he told us that there is a garden by Irana, which I guess isn't surprising. We knew Irana was active in the area, or had been. So obviously she left a garden, as she was often wont to do in places. But he actually expressed concern and told us to be careful because he doesn't want anything bad to happen to us, which I think is very sweet.
Irana was a powerful magic user who was rumored to have come from somewhere near Mordavia. Her garden is supposed to be magical and keep anyone who stays there safe from harm. Irana died here many years ago. Her staff in the center of town stands as her memorial. It is supposed to protect the town from evil, and to have other magic besides. It is bad luck to speak of her death. If you must know, she died in that cave you say you came from. I'm not a superstitious man, but I will not talk more about the subject.
Goodness, so there's something going on there.
Be careful out in the forest. It can be very dangerous there. Try to avoid getting into trouble. I would not like to have you in my jail, after all.
I think I will stop stealthing, because I don't, they're suspicious enough of me already. So, it is about midday. I'm gonna try and see if we can get in the Jester's room again. Maybe it's not open until a few days into the... Oh. I think he comes downstairs to give performances.
There is no...
And presumably we can't get to know him until that happens. It's just confusing because several people have already referenced him, so... But that would not be the first time the game's been confusing for referencing something earlier than we could access it. Nothing new from Igor. So what we are going to do is we are going to exercise again. I do have a reason besides just completion.
You pick up 2 of the metal weights and put 1 in each of the baskets.
Squeak, 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 squeak. I do like how you start out real fast
Your legs
and
are too
slow
stiff.
down, which feels realistic to me.
After some...
Rest for 60. Rest for 60.
After...
Rest for 60.
After...
Rest for 60.
After...
Rest for 60. Time? Not quite night.
There's only a certain amount of punishment your body can stand on any given day. Enough pain, enough gain for now. Try again tomorrow.
So, I think we will rest
After...
long enough for night to fall. Let's rest just a few minutes longer.
After some rest...
There we go. Now it's night.
You hear movement on the other side of the door. After a few minutes, you hear someone removing the bar and unlocking the bolts on the other side of the door.
Have a seat. Wait, no, better leave the seats here. But why don't you sit down on one? This show can't get on the road until you get off your load. So sit a while and enjoy yourself. Or maybe just sit. Be they ever so humble, there's nobody stays home. I've been on the road so long, I have flat tires on my feet. I go wherever I can tell a good joke, and many places where I can't. I'm staying at this inn for a while until I find something here. I got the last store down the hall. Visit me sometime. I'm sure we can have a few laughs together. Hey, my last tour was a great success. I outran everyone. But there's no business like show business. With me, the show must go on and on and on. I got millions of them. Problem is, I can't remember most of them, and the ones I do remember should have been buried long ago. I used to be worth my wit in gold, but, oh, it's a long story. Ask me about it some other time.
Okay, so he did tell us to sit down.
Hey, I've been looking high and low for you, and I obviously wasn't looking low enough. You trying to upstage me or something? Show business is tough enough without competition from you. One day they're putting your footprints in cement, and the next day you're mixing it. So sit down, relax, and catch the show before it gets away.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and germs. A funny thing happened on the way to Moldavia. I got here. I walked up to the innkeeper here and says to the guy, "Do you know how lucky you are to have such a funny guy as myself staying here?" The innkeeper says, "No, but if you hum a few bars, I can fake it." You may as well laugh now. This act doesn't get any funnier.
Oh, no.
I sit down here for a meal and order some soup. When the waiter brings it in, I says, "Waiter, there's a fly in my soup." The waiter says, "Of course, that's the soup du jour." Am I going deaf in here? Or how can so many people sleep with all these lights on? Seriously, folks, I went to the doctor just the other day, and he said he had some good news and some bad news. What's the good news, I asked. "You only have 3 months to live," said the doc. "That's terrible. What's the bad news?" I said. The doc replied, "I'm getting married." I know I had an audience when I came in here. Anyhow, show me a guy with 1,000,000 kopecks, and I'll show you a guy who's rich. Hey, you only had to listen to this material. I'm the one who had to stand here and take it. Anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you. You've been a swell bunch of seats.
Phew. The gnome has stopped speaking. Maybe he's finished telling his joke. You think about applauding, but you're not quite sure if you've heard the punchline yet.
What did you think of my performance? Was I hilarious or what? Is this an inn or a cemetery? I've had livelier times at funerals. Some help you were. Couldn't you at least have smiled a little louder?
Sorry.
It's nights like these that make me feel like an inept idiot and a lousy laughingstock. I'd make more money digging graves. But what? And get out of show business?
Okay. So he doesn't have anything new to say.
He too is a stranger to Moldavia.
Hey, what am I, shredded wheat? If you're talking behind my back, at least have the courtesy to do it face to face.
I try to keep people entertained here.
So how come you weren't up on the stage instead of me?
I have not listened to such nonsense in all my life.
You call this a life?
Let's see if the townspeople have anything to say about him.
Well, you know I'm not a census taker over here, but there are no other gnomes in Moldavia.
No wonder.
Yeah, when they show up, there goes the neighborhood. We have no need for gnomes here.
You guys are so narrow-minded you could all look through a keyhole with both eyes. What gnome would want to work here? You guys have all the sense of humor of a wyvern with a hangover.
At the risk of waxing poetic, what need have we of fools?
Hey, you got a point. There are enough fools in here already to reach critical mass. If it pays to be ignorant, why are you guys so broke?
Okay.
Somebody just shoot me.
And just when I was going to invite you to my party. There's always room for one bore.
Oh, I'll tell you, he's rough, you know? Anyone could tell better jokes than that gnome did. Where's Shaky Green when you need him?
Look, I'd argue with you, but I never engage in a battle of wits with an unarmed man.
The guy's dying up there. I didn't get anything.
Hey, how could you? If ignorance is really bliss, you're the world's happiest guy.
Fellas, is it just me, or is
Shecky's performance here lacking a certain sense of humor.
Are you kidding? He was rough. Get a day job.
You're right, and he wasn't very funny either.
What do you mean I wasn't funny? You guys wouldn't know a punchline if it hit you in the face.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to our bedroom.
You unlock the door to your room and go in.
And then we're going to come right back out. And that way we can have dinner.
You get a fine meal of roast duckling a la garlic.
That does sound good, actually. Anything new? I don't think so. Anything new over here? Nope. So let's go see the jester. We've tried so hard and so long to see him.
A voice from behind the door says, "Oops, sorry. Seems I forgot about my burglar alarm. Hope it wasn't too shocking for you."
Hello, how are you? Come in and have a sit, why don't you?
As you sit down, a rude noise comes from the chair seat.
Gets you every time. A million laughs. How are you? Good to see you. Nice see you to drop in. Speaking of dropping in, did you hear the one about the bad waiter? Seems like he was always dropping in. Dropping in. Get it?
No.
Didn't think so. No one got a sense of humor anymore. Not even me.
Okay. Quick save so we can look around. I like the...
It's a braided, circular rug, just like the one in your room, only funnier.
It's a smile. I like it.
The chair has been upholstered with a comfortable-looking, thick leather seat. The strange comedian you had the misfortune to listen to the other night sits on the bed. He looks at you with a twisted grin. The chicken seems to be made out of rubber. What's rubber, you ask? You also consider how it would taste cooked in garlic.
That's how they get you.
Somehow just looking at these garlic braids makes you smile. There's a nightstand by the bed with a single drawer. The gnome likes to take a quick nightcap before he goes to bed. It makes the perfect cap to the gnome's jester costume.
I'm gonna touch the...
The rubber chicken squeals as you pick it up and squeeze it.
Well, you'll have to keep her now. You obviously rubber the right way. Rubber, get it?
Okay. We got 2 points for picking up the rubber chicken. And we'll just hold on to it. And now we're going to introduce ourselves.
Hey, welcome into the inn. Pleased to meet you. Sit down, have a seat. Oh, we did that already, didn't we?
You tell about some of your adventures.
What was that you were saying about saving Spielberg?
You tell about your adventures in Spielberg.
So you're the guy that made me lose my sense of humor. Listen, if you hadn't made Baba Yaga mad, I never would have told the joke that made her take my humor away.
Okay. I'm gonna need to hear more about that.
I ain't got no sense of humor. I can't get no sense of humor, and I try. Don't know why. Gotta fly. Say goodbye. What's the matter? You a music critic? So I can't tell a joke. Sue me. I'm comedically challenged. A phoebe of a fool. A dweeb dunce. As a matter of fact, I've been cursed. I'm vexed with a hex, so to speak. Pathetic, ain't it? I can't tell a joke if it kicked me in the teeth. Ever since I got Baba Yaga mad at me, I got the bad joke blues. She has no sense of humor whatsoever. Let me tell you, I was just telling a joke about how some hero got Baba Baby hopping mad and fit to be towed. How was I to know she was in the audience at the time? Anyhow, Baba Yaga stands up, says some bad poetry, and the next thing I know is my jokes are jumbled and my puns are pathetic. So here I am in Nowhere Land trying to locate Baba Yaga so as I can get the curse removed and my humor returned.
She's here? So remember when I said that everything in our backstory, including the Spielberg stuff, would be relevant in this game? Yeah, Baba Yaga, here.
Pootin' ask me again, I'll tell you my name. Seriously, folks, the name is Bones. Punny Bones. I'm just a jester. Professionally speaking, of course. Hey, I'm a professional fool, so don't try this at home, kid. Unfortunately, more people laugh at me than at my jokes lately. It's hard to be hilarious when your sense of humor is defunct. Punny, you should ask about that. Making jokes is in my bones, make no bones about it. But my puns have been sort of boneheaded lately. This place is really dead, you know? I've had a livelier audience in a graveyard. What do they know about humor? They think a guy falling into a mud puddle is a major joke, like lots of yucks, huh? Now, a man being tripped into a mud puddle, that's comedy. What do I hear? Let me see. Well, the talk of the town is you. No one knows how you got here or what are you doing, and they're still all a bit leery of strangers. You should see some of the looks they give me. You'd think they never saw a gnome before. Or you, for that matter.
Okay. So...
Nice to see a friendly face around here. Catch you later, Dud.
obviously, we can't help him.
So I ask you, what do you call a dinosaur crashing into a wall? Late for supper, of course. See you later, crocodile.
Obviously, we can't do anything to help him right this minute. So we're going to, I feel like we're moving a lot faster than we were. We are. That's interesting. Did I up that speed? I'm going to try something again. Come on.
In your sleep,
Yes.
you seem to hear voices.
Do you see him?
Yes, he is sleeping. Most likely in the inn, although it is hard to focus the vision enough to tell.
I do not understand why you did not just capture him in the first place. The charades you play are foolish.
Silence! To serve us, it will be for the best if he acts under his own free will. Why make an enemy out of a willing tool? Oh, but I forget. He is already your enemy.
This is not someone to play games with, I say. If he finds out what is going on, he will never cooperate. Besides, you risk his death. Moldavia is a very dangerous place.
I think he is quite capable of taking care of himself. Besides, I have ways of making him cooperate. As you well know, I will use them only if I must.
The voices fade off into oblivion. You awaken as the sun begins to rise.
So, one of the interesting, fun, frustrating things about this game is there are conversations like that which you can sometimes hear when you sleep at night, but will not always hear. And I have always struggled to figure out what the owning, what the controls that, whether it's like your intelligence stat or a specific day of the week, or who knows. It's very hard to tell. I've actually I actually went online and found a text dump of the game just to make sure that I hadn't imagined all the conversations, because there's quite a few, but getting them all is an accomplishment. So we're gonna try, and that's one of the reasons why I've been hanging out by the in the inn so much.
You eat your plain but nourishing breakfast. It has more than a bit of garlic added for spice.
And you can see how easy it would be to pass the first 5 days without meeting the domovoi, because we've already, it's on day 4 now. And if we'd gone out to explore at night and maybe slept at Arana's garden...
Still you remember?
Yes, I missed you too. While we're here, let's throw down some more weights.
You pick up 2.
It's actually kind of cruel for it to tell you that there's a secret passage here, and you can only open it if you're a thief, because you would spend, could spend quite a lot of time trying to figure that out. Because it straight up tells you if you click a hand on it, there's a secret passage there, but you don't know how to open it.
There's only a...
Okay. 330 strength. And, looks like there's 2 more days worth of balls over there. That'll probably get us up to 350 strength, so that's nice. It's mathematical, it's understandable, it's consistent. Purple, orange, green, blue, red, yellow, green, blue, green, yellow. Orange, green, blue, red, blue, green, yellow. I think that was the last one. I hope it was. I don't enjoy doing those.
I have made substantial progress with my Frankie since your last visit. With the MESS recalibrated, I was able to focus the initial stimulation and have achieved the first traces of independent muscular coordination. See for yourself. It is not often that ordinary people such as yourself have the opportunity to witness true genius. I expect that you are feeling especially honored just now.
Better take...
Could it be?
Let's just get our potions and go.
All my attention lately has gone into reanimating the Frankie. It will be a great scientific accomplishment when I succeed. When we have... Oh, this is a sad ignorance. I named Frankie after one of my colleagues who did some preliminary research into tissue reanimation. My success in this experiment will make me one of the premier researchers at this year's scientific ball. The MESS is my patented magnetical electrical stimulation system. With it, I am able to re-establish neuron paths through formerly dead tissue. It also can be a good companion on those lonely Friday nights in the lab.
Okay. We're leaving.
I am looking forward to the successful completion of my Frankie experiment. My first attempt was a bush I dug up in the forest garden. The operation was a great success. Unfortunately, the patient died. I hope to correct that minor difficulty in my new experiment.
Yes, we're aware that you dug up a tree from Arana's garden and killed it. We need to take it back. It's been hanging around my pockets for who knows how long. Bless you. Sneezes. Okay, so we do have time. But we don't have time because it is,
You pick some flowers and put them away.
we are coming up on the hour mark. So I will go ahead and save here. And, when we come back, I think it will be time to try to find this this garden of Irana's that people have been talking about. So until then, I will see you in the next video. My name is Anna Mardall, and stay safe out there. Don't get chased by any Rottweilers crossed with dead bears or anything of that nature. Oh crap, that reminds me. I can't believe I forgot. Hold on just a second. I can't believe I forgot.
You start.
Great, Olga.
So, you haven't been eaten yet. We'll see how long you last traipsing about everywhere when you should be staying in this nice, safe town.
Tell Olga about what you've been doing in Moldavia.
And be sure and keep me informed. I need to know everything that goes on around here. Someone's got to have a clue after all.
So, we have to ask her about her husband, Boris.
Yeah, my sad departed husband. His name was Boris. Gone 3 years now. He was such a good man.
Because it's,
You tell Olga that the gatekeeper's name is Boris Stovich, and ask if they're related.
Aha! So that's where the so-and-so went. Huh. Tell him he's a rotten no-goodnik.
Okay.
You take care. Ha! That Noah can't fool. If you see him again, tell him he's a lazy louse and a swamp scum besides.
Not as dearly
Yeah,
departed
good night, and don't let the bedbugs bite.
as we assumed. I guess departed can actually mean left rather than a euphemism. So we'll look into that too when we come back in the next video. I completely forgot that we needed to go tell her about Boris. So my name is Anna Mardall, and I will see you in the next Let's Play. Goodbye.